Hey up, I'm Guy Kestevan, the Tester Man, and this is my live ride review on the Fox 36 Factory Grip X2. Probably don't need to tell you, 36 has 36mm legs, as opposed to 34 that I've been riding before, and currently got it set up 150. If you saw my damper change visit to Mojo Service Centre, you'll see it's actually got the new damper in an older whoa. Yeah, rerun. So this is nicely bedded in fork with fresh damper, so theoretically best of both worlds. Although we've gone the wrong way. Hang on. Oh, hang on, here's the line. Here's the line. I don't know if it is the line, but it's a line. Okay, it's the line. Yep. But first thing I say off the bat, whee! Compared to the 34, a lot stiffer, both structurally and in terms of the damping. So while on that 34 with the Grip X, I was kind of halfway through high and low speed on the damper, and one click in on this, and it already feels like I'm majorly topped out in terms of support. It feels like there's a lot of feedback through my hands, even on this relatively slow speed stuff. Don't feel like I'd want more holding me up. And that's not the air spring either, because the air spring, again, like that 34, seems like it's relatively linear. And it's just quite keen to get through its travel, and you're just squeezing it in the workshop. And I can see the travel rings mostly through now, just glancing down then. So it ain't that. It is very much a case of sitting on those shims rather than spring. And that's interesting because, and obviously you know this if you watch my service centre video, which I'll link at the end, the valving is actually theoretically, well, realistically, got a potentially much higher flow rate. It's a 24mm piston now, or on the 20, but you've got 23 shims now controlling that flow, so potential to get it much more accurately and subtly metered. Unfortunately, the spectrum they've chosen as stock seems to be a lot more closed than it was with the Grip 2, because the Grip 2 was the first 36 I've used that I could actually get into the damping with. And while this is a new damper, put a lot of time into the same damper and fork setup on the Bronson when I tested that, came away with exactly the same conclusion, that basically the torque range on this is overdamped. Certainly in terms of compression. Rebound seems alright. And you know, in some ways Feels much more controlled around that. No, much more, not much more. It's all very subtle. Like most things are in mountain bike performance now. It's all tiny percentages really. No big changes anymore. Between iterations. I mean, there is probably a big change going on 36. There's a press camp coming up in a couple of weeks. I can't not going on. It's prior commitments. But I think we can maybe expect some big news to come out of that. But currently, this X2 definitely more geared towards aggressive, high support riding.
Nice.
Right, going to try for a clean run this time. Now we've scouted it. I've dropped the air pressure a fraction. Still on one click of high and low speed compression. And you know, it means the fork sits lovely and high. Got plenty of feedback coming through. And actually, low speed is nice and plush. It's just as soon as you start getting more energy into the situation. Oh no! Oh! Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I got completely the wrong line coming in. And then hit that log. Ah. I was like, why is Ryan going that line? And they just came in off that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I second guessed it.
Right. Try this on the proper line. Obviously, full of confidence now. Yes. And to be fair, that's exactly where this 36 feels great compared to that 34, because structurally a lot tighter. I'll do the side jump, side saddle. So, you know, if you're using bigger rotors, bigger brakes, and just generally turning harder and pushing it more, this is definitely the fork you want. But then it's a lot heavier in this Grip X2. Actually adds 40 grams compared to the Grip X damper. Sorry, the Grip 2 damper. Whereas Grip X takes 150 away. So this fork now, compared to the 34 Grip X I was running, which was 1720 cut to fit this bike, this is now 2,230, so basically 500 grams plus heavier, and that's a lot. Oh, my thigh.
Slapped it.
Thanks.
Oh,
Great, I can't even clip in with my wrong foot.
hail. That's a pointer.
Right, for some reason, despite how I've ridden so far, the boys want me on point. So, prepare for a lot of heckling as we do the summary run. And to be honest, there's not really much to say. Structurally, still a very, very stiff, accurate fork that loves being pushed hard. And in many ways, if you are a bigger, more aggressive rider, you're probably gonna like the extra support this time. No, that's bollocks. Come on, because I know even the guys at MBR haven't been impressed with how overdamped this walk feels now. I mean, again, you know, steerage through there, awesome. And that first bit of travel as well, super supple in the workshop. You're like easing it in and out. It's positively erotic. Did not want to slide the front tyre there or unclip, but I did both. But I was still alive. Like I say, probably because I was using words like erotic to describe fork smoothness on a family YouTube channel. But anyway, that's lush. So it's got the potential to be super smooth, as in fact the grip too was. But now they've just kind of choked it so much with all that extra shimmery, just feels unnecessarily harsh and hardcore to me. It's kind of always been how it's been with Fox. And my relationship with them, they've always felt like, oh yeah, you're not man enough for Fox. Even though, you know, I tend to run the damper and fork settings pretty much the same as guys I know who definitely, you know, are more aggressive riders than me. But when Danny and Al are saying, yeah, too much, then, you know, that's a sign from me that what I'm feeling through my hands now, there's a lot of quite bruising clatter. It isn't just because I'm being a wuss, it's because they've moved that damping spectrum too far this way for more off-piste riding, at least, you know, maybe for big bike pack berms on a heavy bike with a heavy rider. You've got more nuance, but for this kind of rider, it's just unnecessarily punishing. Oh, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's it really. Great fork if you're a hard and heavy rider. But for lighter, more nuanced stuff, just over damp now. And heavy. So if I forget to do a face-to-face, thanks for your time watching. If you're not a subscriber, then please subscribe. Makes a big old difference when I'm chasing sponsors or just people clocking the channel for the first time. You know, got more subscribers, people are more likely to get involved, and that means YouTube serves it to more people, and I can spend more time doing this kind of stuff than my other commercial writing and testing work. Oh, Ryan, no! That was not what we wanted, you little swine. Still got it though. Still got it, you dog. Can't believe he did that, even by his standards. And also, this is what I normally say, and thanks to my patrons like Ryan ahead for supporting the channel every month with a small donation. That makes a real difference to keeping the lights on and the GoPro charged. Oh, this drop. Yeah, you're right, I don't normally do that one. That's quite cute. Hello. This is the one I thought you meant. Tralpi. Oh, and, well, this has all been about Fox 36. This has also seen me, obviously, put the Trek Top Fuel into its longest travel mode yet, and its mullet too. So there's a lot to talk about with that, but certainly in this kind of terrain, feel absolutely awesome. As long as
Right, it's the day after. I'm in the workshop with the bike, still limping, to be honest. But that hit I took kind of put me a little bit sideways, so I forgot some things I should have mentioned in that review. Namely, that I worked through on subsequent runs, I actually worked through even lower pressures. I was saying, I was already 10% below, 15% below. By the time I was recording the final run, which is where this fault detail on the left comes from, I on my left comes from is I was running the pressures for a 60 kilo rider, so around 60 psi, and that was, you know, and I'm 75 kilos in riding kit, so way lower than Fox's recommended pressures, and still, even with, I mean, I started off using like 3 or 4 clicks of compression damping on there because I thought, right, drop the air spring away and let it sit on the shim, see if I can get some sensitivity into it that way, which works really, really well on the Grip 2. That's how I had the Grip 2 set up, about 10% softer than it should have been, but with more compression damping, and that worked really, really well. So I was like, well, maybe that's the answer with this Grip X 2. But even then, still basically felt like it had the lockout on. And although it's, you know, like I say, beautifully smooth, just in the workshop, just pressing down, you know, moving it through with the front brake on, it just feels like, yeah, like I say, it's just tapping out all the time. And while traction is, you know, it's not bad, it's certainly nowhere near as kind of supple and really sucked down onto the trail as I find with the Grip 2. But obviously I can only speak to the conditions I'm riding in, and, you know, it was quite cold, so maybe that's the thing. I mean, it's got a bigger orifice, there's more oil movement. But again, I felt exactly the same about this fork when I was riding in warmer conditions on the Santa Cruz Bronson. And interestingly, the one time I've really liked Grip X2 and Grip X was on the Specialized Stump Jumper launch. And really, really got on with the fork there, supple, supportive, everything you'd want. Because you can see, I mean, great damping support. You can see, you know, in that video on the side there, really controls it well in the mid-stroke, but it did that even on the Specialized fork, and they have deliberately spec'd a much lighter tune in the fork. And that, I just wish that was the default tune for factory spec shocks, because there was still the bandwidth there to get loads more support if you needed it, but for somewhat a lighter rider on more off-piste stuff, wanting a more grippy, just softer, more comfortable, more engaged fork, there are no clicks on this current fork that give you that, whereas on the Specialized tune, that was fine. So hopefully, like I say, there is some new stuff coming from Fox very, very shortly, and hopefully that damper shift to a lighter tune will be part of that. But for now, I'm definitely at Team Grip 2, not Team Grip X2. But hopefully I can get a Grip X2 damper put into this 34, because Grip X on this fork, I felt absolutely sublime. And if you've not watched that video already, make sure you do watch that video, because I thought that damper was absolutely bang on. I was right in the middle of the adjustments on that, and it felt great. It did feel like a real upgrade over Grip 2 in the 34, and it's lighter as well. So maybe Grip X2, maybe it's a chassis thing. But then this is exactly the same fork I had Grip 2 in that felt great. So hopefully that hasn't all been too confusing, all the different grips and the different forks and stuff. But obviously, if you have any questions, do get busy in the comments. And obviously, like I say, this is me talking about how I ride at my weight in the conditions you've seen. If you're a big hitter, a sender, you like masses of support and that more locked out kind of rally feel rather than a trophy truck feel from your fork, then maybe you're going to love Grip X2 and Grip X in this 36. And if that's what you're finding, then let us know in the comments, and then the overall review here will be better for everybody, because all I can do is tell you what I think. So, but there are, you know, again, there's a couple of things that are undeniable about this fork. It is now heavy, over 2,200 grams. That's a chunky fork. Plus, compared to the RockShox Lyric in top spec, the Ultimate, this is now 270 quid more. That's almost 25% more. It's at least 20% anyway. Sorry, maths isn't my strong point. Playing about in the woods, in the mud is. And it's going to be interesting because I've got that fork arriving this week to put into this bike. So that's going to be a really, really interesting head-to-head when that gets there. But hope this has been useful anyway. Please, like I say, let me know what your experiences are from the latest Fox dampers or the previous Fox dampers, or just Fox versus RockShox Fox in general. I know that's always a lively debate on forums. And also, don't forget the other guys. If you've got experience with like Cane Creek Helm, with Formula, with Manitou in this category, Suntour, get involved. Tell me what I should, DBO, Mazzocchi, get involved. Tell me what I should be testing on this channel. And I'll do my very best to get on those forks. I mean, some of them I've already ridden, like way back when, Helms and Formula, Selvas and stuff like that. But do I need to get involved with them again and get some comparison videos of the whole shebang of forks in this sort of 150 to 160 category? Not really interested in going bigger than that. I don't need a 38 or a Zeb unless I'm putting it on the tandem. This is this is about as heavy as I need to go. But if you've got experience from heavier duty use, then like I say, let us know. I'm just repeating myself now. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I've been Guy Kesterman on Guy Kes TV, Fox 36, Grip X2. What do you think?